Good evening, everyone. Sorry we're outbreak, if that's okay. We're just putting together some very special things for tonight. We have a great series of performers coming up. We're going to run back the clock and go. It is the 4th of July. It's the 4th of July, the Roadhouse series, with its patriotic protest. This is really something special. So what I'd like to do is to cue up a couple of very special things to show you. We can talk about that after. Okay, so I'm going to let the production team, JJ and Dolly, take it away, and I'll be back with you. You can see, it looks like I'm at the coffee gallery backstage, doesn't it? Yeah, pretty cool. It's really my eyes, actually. Thank you.
I've said on many occasions that if it hadn't been for music, the civil rights movement would have been like a bird without wings. Music. It brought us together. It created a sense of solidarity. When we've been beaten, arrested, and jailed, sometimes someone would just start humming or singing a little song. People would just improvise. Someone would be marching from Selma to Montgomery after Bloody Sunday, would have a little guitar and just.
Okay, as you can tell, that's a little something to honor the late great Senator John Lewis and his words about the power of music and the influence it had on the civil rights movement during the 60s and really has on us today too. So I wanted to start up with that just because of the special words that he said that remind us of what music does to help us to come together. Right now I have a very special thing we're premiering today that is actually just in release this very day. And there's a story about it, but I want to just go right ahead and go into it. So we have a very special feature with a very special guest. Please welcome this video film that features Arlo Guthrie. Thank you.
Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears, while we all sup sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty and music light and gay, there are frail forms fainting at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks will say, oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more.
There's a pale, drooping maiden who toils her life away with a warm heart whose better days are o'er. Though her voice, it would be merry to sigh all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more.
'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the sigh that is wafted across the troubled wave. 'Tis a wail that is heard upon the shore. 'Tis a dirge that is murmured around the lowly grave. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis a song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While faith may be tested,
Our sorrows will not last.
these are hard times and troubles we endure.
And it's good to be reminded
That this too shall also pass. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, better times will come again once more.
Arlo Guthrie just released today. He woke up from a dream that he was hearing that song and decided that it was time for him to record it. And a lot of people got behind it. You'll notice, as Pat Nason already has noticed on the thread, that we have jazz great Stanley Clarke playing on that. And it's just a gentle reminder that we have had hard times for a long time. And this was written 150 years ago by the great Stephen Foster, the father of American music. And now it's been handed down to us, and we have, here you have Arlo Guthrie, the son of Woody Guthrie, bringing us that with all those images of the Great Depression. And finally with the image of the late John Lewis. Okay, welcome to the Roadhouse series. This is the pandemic coronavirus live streaming version of the Roadhouse, showing us that music cannot be stopped, and that's what we're here to show tonight. Tonight is our annual July show that we've done for the last 4 years. We usually do it closer to the 4th of July, but heck, that's okay. There's so much going on now that it seems like it would be wrong to not honor our country, our people, and our music during this month of July. And so we titled it intentionally Songs of Freedom and Songs of Unity. and not just for America, but for the world, because the pandemic has really affected the entire planet. So we intentionally reached out a little bit here tonight with this show. So what we're looking at is music that you're going to hear a little bit of variation of some things that go beyond just the United States of America. You might hear a little Jamaica because a lot of our people like Bob Marley and reggae music, but we're opening up the doors a little bit, and most especially what we find is our performers. We have performers who have roots and have heritage and have actually are from places like the Philippines, Scotland, Ireland, over Europe, and in America here we're influenced by, I know I'm influenced by Hawaii, by Japan. My son is half Japanese. We have people who are from Mexico, or whose families are from Mexico, from all over Europe and in the Midwest here. We're all coming from different places. So that's why for this show, I wanted to really emphasize those two things in the songs that we chose. These songs are all chosen by the artists. What we do to bring us the Roadhouse series, the intention is to get the best artists, the best songwriters, the best musicians we can, honoring the best music. And usually it's at the best venue in town, at the Coffee Gallery backstage. But since we can't be there, well, we still have a picture of it back there for us. So we can still feel like we're a little part of it. And so we bring that all together, and this is what we're to do tonight, is we're going to honor this music, this great American music, this great international music that represents all of the people. The reason I thought about freedom was because in America we value freedom so much, and our freedom has been challenged. And what I found in my own life and in the last 6 months, I have the freedom to do what's right. I have the freedom to take care of people. I have the freedom to take care of myself and to be healthy. And I have the freedom to open myself up to music when I can slow down enough to hear new music, to hear music from other parts of the world. And it's the way we are able to use our freedom now, that we can develop our compassion, our love for other people, and our love for our music. And the music that we value and cherish so much. And as far as unity, the thing that I thought about most with unity is we are a diverse people. The United States of America, we are so diverse. There are so many different cultures, races. There are different beliefs, different convictions, all represented, different lifestyles. And what to me unity does not mean uniformity. Doesn't mean that we're all the same, because we certainly, as we've discovered in the last few years, we certainly aren't all the same. We all have different ideas, different opinions, different feelings, different experiences. But we can come together as we express our freedom. We have the freedom to be able to love each other. Yeah, I don't mean to sound like a sermon or something, but that's what, to me, what our unity and our freedom expresses. And so the unity isn't about being all alike, but it's about honoring and loving each other enough to allow our differences as well. And the differences that we get to celebrate is the music. And our music is as diverse as the people. So tonight you'll hear you'll hear the influence of rock and roll, of jazz. We already heard Stanley Clarke doing an old folk song. You'll hear some strains of blues. You'll hear all different styles of music, because that's American music, and that's what we try to bring together. So tonight, since this isn't a patriotic occasion, and we want to honor our country and show our love for our country and its people, so we're going to start up with two of our regulars at the Roadhouse series who have made it happen and who make LA music happen. I'd like to start with Pam Lowe and Chad Watts doing the Star Spangled Banner. And you better stand. You can't see you, but go ahead and stand anyway. Thank you.
I am so excited to be singing our national anthem, and Chad and I are standing in front of pictures and some trophies from our boys. We sat in stadiums year after year after year, especially when they got into the major leagues, and listened to the national anthem every single start of every single game, and proud to do it. And when my dad, who was a World War II vet, was still in a wheelchair and could not get up, when that national anthem started to play, he'd holler at anybody nearby, "Get over here, help me up," so that he could stand up and put his hand and or his baseball cap over his heart. So to the greatest country on God's green earth, and for the cause of this show, freedom and unity, one of the best traditions our country has ever come up with. Here's the Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you. Thank you, Pam and Chad. I bet you couldn't tell they're patriotic. They have those matching shirts. They always do something really, really special for us, and I appreciate that. The beautiful harmonies there. So up next, we're going to take a little trip to Scotland with our friend Fief Mooney and Little Friends.
You're like a child, so open and so wild. I'm hoping we can style a new world together. I'm like a tree with roots you cannot see, so please branch out with me to grow a new world together. A new world together, gonna be better than the last. Go on, dig deep, supersize your glass, cause it's gonna be big and small, a recyclable 200 miles a gallon new world together. Get on that tandem with me. Na 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 na. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. You're like a hug, encompassing and warm. I'm hoping we can form a new world together. I'm like a kiss, the one you don't want to miss. So give in to your bliss to make a new world together. A new world together, gonna be better than the last. Go on, dream big, supersize your glass, cause it's gonna be big and small, a recyclable 200 miles a gallon new world together. Get on that tandem with me. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. So smart and so connected, wireless and virally protected. Let's make a new world together. Let me be your cell phone on your forever plan. Join family and friends throughout the land to make a new world together. A new world together, gonna be better than the last. Go on, dream big, supersize your glass, 'cause it's gonna be big and small, a recyclable 200 miles together. A new world together, get on that tandem with me. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. New world together, gonna be better than the last. Go on, dream big, supersize your glass, 'cause it's gonna be big and small, recyclable 200 miles a gallon. New world together, get on that tandem with me. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Na 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 na, na 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 na.
Thank you, Beep, and your friend. That was when I was previewing this. I was enjoying that so much, and then all of a sudden, this guy pops up, and it made it even funner. So I mean, you guys had a good time. I appreciate that. It's a beautiful song. Thank you so much for that. Right now, we're gonna talk about what we call flyover country, and it's that part of the country where so many people live, and so many people live so close to the earth, and so much great experience. They're in the Midwest, the places where the people from the East and the West Coast fly by all the time. And Lauren Hart's going to bring us a song that she wrote about that. Take it away, Lauren.
I've flown across the country a lot, and I've always been impressed by what I saw beneath the plane. So I wrote this in honor of that. And it goes like this. I'm flying over flyover country. I'm flying over good hearts and hands, over the mountains, rivers and valleys, and millions of acres of wonderful land. Hundreds of years, over 10 generations of work in the land and making it bloom, tied to the seasons, their hands on their plows, common sense people with their feet on the ground, tractors and trailers and cornfields and crop dusters, coffee shops and gun stores, and hunting with hounds, stockyards and granges, and dirt roads and windmills for water, feed stores and paydays spent on the town. I'm flying over flyover country. I'm flying over good hearts and hands, over the mountains, rivers and valleys, and millions of acres of wonderful land. Swimming holes and midways and movies on Saturdays, sock hops, baseball, bayous, and church picnics in June. Bankers, barkers, and barnstormers, bootleggers, freight hoppers, wood carvers, honky-tonks, and race cars, and home of the blues. Town after town, stretching mile after mile, I see all the signs of a hard-working world. Long tree-lined highways and quarries and airfields, and night comes and there's lights strung like lace studded with pearls. I'm flying over flyover country. I'm flying over good hearts and hands, over the mountains, rivers and valleys and millions of acres of wonderful land.
Appreciate that. Just that the song is about unity. It's about how our country is all one place, you know. And one thing I could recommend, I don't know if any of you have ever tried it, is driving through it. Don't just fly over it. Take a road trip sometime. When I was a kid, when I was 10 years old, I look back on it now and I consider it maybe a mild form of child abuse. But we used to take our family vacations in July and August, and which doesn't sound that unusual. And we'd load up the station wagon with no air conditioning, and we would drive from Southern California to Texas. Not just any part of Texas, but West Texas, where it's hot and dusty. And, you know, I didn't know any better, and I had a great time. I loved being there. So anytime you can drive and see those places that Lauren sang about, she truly captured the spirit of what America is about, and especially that part of our country. I'd like to bring up now, we're going to go over to Claremont, California, and we're going to hear from Mr. Randy Miller. Take it away, Randy.
I got your letter today, and I miss you all so much here, and I can't wait to see you all. I've been counting the days here. I still believe that there's gold at the end of the world, and I'll come home to Illinois on the day after tomorrow. It's so hard and it's cold here, and I'm tired of taking orders, and I miss old Rockford town up by the Wisconsin border. What I miss you won't believe, shoveling snow and raking leaves, and my plane will touch down on the day after tomorrow. I close my eyes at night, and I dream that that I can hold you. They fill us full of lies everyone buys about what it means to be a soldier. I still don't know how I'm supposed to feel about all the blood that's been spilled. Will God on his throne get me back home on the day after tomorrow? You can't deny the other side don't want to die any more than we do. What I'm trying to say is, don't they pray to the same God that we do? Tell me, how does God choose? Whose prayers does he refuse? Who turns the wheel? Who throws the dice on the day after tomorrow? I'm not fighting for justice. I'm not fighting for freedom. I am fighting for my life and another day in the world here. I just do what I've been told. We're just gravel in the road, and only the lucky ones come home on the day after tomorrow. And the summer, it too will fade, and with it comes the winter's frost, dear. And I know we too are made of all the things that we have lost here. I turned 21 today, and I've been saving all my pay, and my plane will touch down on the day after tomorrow.
Randy, that's Randy. I've heard you a lot, and in the last few months, you've done several shows for us, and I think that is the best thing I've ever heard you perform. My compliments. Most of you probably know, but just in case you don't, Randy has a cousin named Tom Waits. And that was, if you read the what we had on the screen, that was a Tom Waits song. And Randy, I want to let you in on a bit of a secret, but I don't know if you know this, but I think you sing a damn sight better than Tom does. And not that you have to be a great singer to sing great songs and make them sound great, but that was simply lovely. Thank you so much for that. Now let's go on. Lisa Richards has a Dylan classic she's going to play for us. Thank you.
They say everything can be replaced, yet every distance is not near. So I remember every face of every man who put me here. I see my light come shining from the west unto the east. Any day now, I shall be released. Well, they say every man needs protection. They say every man must fall. Yet I swear I see my reflection somewhere so high above the wall. 'Cause I see my light come shining from the west unto the east. Any day now, I shall be released. Well, yonder stands a man in this lonely crowd, a man who swears he's not to blame. And all day long I hear him crying, shouting loud. He's calling out that he's been framed. And I see my light come shining from the west unto the east. Any day now, I shall be released. I said, any day now, I shall be released. Ooh, I said, any day now, I shall be released.
There's a man on the levee, blowing trumpet all night, bounces off the water like a moth off a light. The old Sacramento feels like the Mississippi might. A warm delta breeze flies so like a kite. Full moon, silver dollar, throw a light on the drift. Play a tune for Big Muddy, deep and wide as a wish. Play one for the homesick, too long on a trip. One reason to leave, one reason to live. And who's barely beginning make it alright. The man on the levee blowing trumpet all night. Battlefield smoke on a hill blue and gray. They all fall down when the bugler plays. Play one for the stretcher, one for the brave, one for the life of a cotton field slave. And who's barely beginning to make it alright? The man on the levee blowing trumpet all night. They say every swan in England belongs to the Queen. No matter where they're swimming, every pond, every stream. And if they want the freedom, they better hide in the reeds, like Moses in the bulrushes, Martin Luther in a dream. 4th of July, all the neighbors come out with their lawn chairs and children, see the colors rain down. No rifles, no cannons, just old cornfields now, where the old folks remember how freedom came south. And who's barely beginning to make it alright? The man on the levee blowing trumpet all night. The man on the levee blowing trumpet all night.
After having a conversation with someone who had polar opposite political views, in the end I realized that the only way to change hearts and minds is through love and grace. I'm running towards mercy. I'm looking for truth. I'm trying to find grace so I can give it to you. I'm running towards friendship. I'm looking for peace. Trying to find the love we all desperately need. I'm running towards kindness. I'm looking for strength to find common ground. Well, I'm not there yet. I'm running towards laughter.
Let's have some fun, shall we? I won't hold you down. I won't tell you what to do. Take my advice. I think you'll find it's true. If you think the world's not fair, if you think you're going nowhere, hear these words that I now share to you and everyone. You gotta have fun, 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 fun. You gotta have fun, 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 fun. What makes life worth living when all is said and done? You gotta have fun, fun, fun. You gotta have fun. I can see for miles and miles. It's a sugar mag today, dancing in the aisles when the band begins to play. So roll one up, how's that sound? Big fat doobie, tight and round. Spark it up, pass it around until that tube is all done. You gotta have fun, 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 fun. You gotta have fun, 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 fun. What makes life worth living when all is said and done? You gotta have fun, fun, fun. You gotta have fun. We'll blow up the world tonight like a giant mean balloon. Don't wait until midnight to start howling at the moon. If you knew someday you would die, would it make you stop and cry? Would it make you want to fly into the midnight sun? So don't let the good times pass you by. Seize the day, reach for the sky. Life is gone in the blink of an eye. Forever let us run. You gotta have fun, 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 fun. You gotta have fun, 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 fun. What makes life worth living when all is said and done? You gotta have fun, fun, fun. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun. Yes, you do. You gotta have fun, fun, fun. Some ass kicking fun.
Thank you, Matt. Yeah, it's a great reminder, that song, that we have been, I think, a little too serious, And I was reminded last week when Mel Brooks' birthday came along, and I started going back and looking at some of his films, and then just right now, I look like I'm in the coffee gallery, I know, but actually I'm sitting here on Dolly and JJ's couch, and their dog came up, and while I'm listening to Matt's song, the dog looks at this little ball, and you know what? It was time for some fun. So that's a great song. It's a great reminder. And I also want to thank Lisa Richards for that beautifully heartfelt version of "I Shall Be Released." It was really just gorgeous. And Michael McNevin, I believe you have a song there that is timeless, and I want to call it a masterpiece, kind of, in that whole Americana, the feeling of the roots and the feeling of the history that comes with us. And you really captured that. You really captured it in that song. It's reminiscent of the songs from the band's first two albums, the kind of songs that just kind of comes down through the ages. Beautiful song. Thank you, Michael. And again, thank you, Matt Bunson, for the reminder that you got to have fun. I think we should get the Beach Boys to help record that song for you. Next up, I want to take a moment. We, as we did at the beginning, we always try to remember the people who have left us recently, and we've had quite a few in the last month or so. Besides Senator John Lewis, which was a real loss for our country and for the world. But also one of the great country icons who really helped to broaden and change the attitudes and views about country music, and with great musicianship and songwriting and entertaining performing, is Charlie Daniels. And people don't know it, but he actually began playing sessions with Bob Dylan. If you look at the Nashville Skyline album, you'll see his name come up. But he began back then in Nashville, and he actually forged a way that was really important to country music and to American music in general. And I think he died peacefully. He was in his early 80s, but we will miss him. Also, Mickey McGee was one of those guys, one of the band members, the guys from the Flying Burrito Brothers, who was all over country music and all over country rock. And he left us as well. And the other one that was really important to me, the guy from the South Bay where I grew up, a gentleman named Emmett Rhodes, who is really important to the singer-songwriter movement and to the ability of an artist to create great things from your home. Emmett was a young guy in his early 20s when he formed the Merry-Go-Round and had a couple of kind of minor hit records during the psychedelic era of the 1968, 69, the band the Merry-Go-Round. And he would later score a record contract with ABC Dunhill to create 2 albums a year for ABC Dunhill, solo albums. And he actually only was able to make 3 because he just broke down and couldn't do it anymore. But these albums are masterpieces, they're gems. They called him the one-man Beatle. And he did it all from a little studio in Hawthorne. And he left the scene. He wasn't around for a while until people like Richard Thompson and the Bangles got him up and got him a record contract. In the last 5 years, he actually recorded another album. And we will be honoring him next month for the next Roadhouse show on August 27th. There'll be more about that. We'll have some very special guests for that one. So for Emmett Rhodes. And right now I'd like to bring on, or we'll go over to one of the finest musicians, singers, performers in the area, who has been performing with the Wild Honey series and has also taken part in the Roadhouse series, the Coffee Gallery. A gentleman named Nick Guzman, who's going to bring us one of those hit records by the Merry-Go-Round that was written by Emmett Rhodes. Take it away, Nick.
The kind of girl who's got herself wound up in a ball. Oh, you think you live, but how can you, locked up in 4 walls? If you gotta go, you better live your life before you pass away. Don't waste a day. All your life's been spent locked in your room. You never had a chance to roam away from home. Go today, don't waste any time. For in life a day is worth a million, soon you will find. If you gotta go, you better live your life before you pass away. Don't waste a day. All your life's been spent locked in your room. You never had a chance to roam away from home.
In life the rule is just to do what you wanna do. If you gotta go, you better live your life before you pass away. Don't waste a day. All your life was spent locked in your room. You never had a chance to roam away from home. If you don't know now what life's about, go on now and live. And if you don't know how, it's not so hard, just let go and live. If you gotta go, you better live your life before you pass away. Don't waste a day. All your life has been locked in your room. You never had a chance to roam away from home. Live, 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 live.
Hey gang, Michael U. Baldini here. Glad to be a part of the Unity and Freedom show, and I'm going to be doing a song off of my Acoustic Rumble album, a song that I wrote called Badge of Freedom. Oh, Mr. President, do you see the homeless man? Do you see them sad-eyed children taking their food out of the trash can? Do you see that old man bundle on that sidewalk grill? Tell me, what's the price to wear a badge of freedom? The urban streets are filled with war. Can you hear the ghetto scream? The country has the money. Congress wears the brass ring. Could use some jobs and schooling. What good's another crack house bring? Tell me, what's the price to wear a badge of freedom? Some people say I got a choice. Election ballots answer dreams. But I'm starting to realize the truth, that my vote don't mean a thing. I see peacemakers become violent. The Liberty Bell don't even ring. Tell me, what's the price to wear a badge of freedom? I see disabled people crippled from the war. I see the middle class as faceless. I see the dignity of the poor. I see lawyers ruin the country, unnecessary evil means. I see the jewels of corruption on a crown proudly adorned upon all of our heads. So Mr. President, I think you're really alright, and I'll take my stand for the country, for I was born to live and die on this land. I just see the promises falling into some evil greedy hands. Tell me, what's the price to wear a badge of freedom? Tell me, what's the price to wear a badge of freedom? Tell me, what's the price to wear a badge of freedom? Thanks, King. That was called Badge of Freedom, and that's on my 20th anniversary legacy edition of Acoustic Rumble that you can get online anywhere. And I got a new album out also called Music Notes from the Underground. So thanks a lot.
Hi, we are very excited to be included in tonight's show of Songs for Freedom, Unity, and Independence. We're going to do a Warren Zevon song called Muhammad's Radio that we actually also have recorded. If you want to download it on Spotify or iTunes, Apple Music, or you can go to sandramccottband.com to find it. And Doug Reichert is going to play guitar for me, and here we go. Everybody's restless and they got no place to go. Someone's always trying to tell them something they already know. So their anger and resentment show. So don't it make you wanna rock and roll all night long? Mohammed's Radio. I heard somebody singing sweet and soft on the radio, Mohammed's Radio. Yeah, the sheriff, he's got his problems too. And he will surely take them out on me and you. It walks the village idiots and her face is all aglow, 'cause she's been up all night listening to Mohammed's Radio. So don't it make you wanna rock and roll all night long? Mohammed's Radio. I heard somebody singing sweet and soft on the radio, Mohammed's Radio. Everybody's desperate, trying to make ends meet. Work all day and still can't pay the price of gasoline and meat. Alas, their lives are incomplete. And don't it make you wanna rock and roll all night long? Mohammed's Radio. I heard somebody singing sweet and soft on the radio, Mohammed's Radio. Even if all night, just listen for his drum, hoping that the righteous might just come. And I heard the general whispering to his safety camp, be watchful for Mohammed's lamb. And don't it make you wanna rock and roll all night long? Mohammed's Radio. I heard somebody singing sweet and soft on the radio, Mohammed's Radio. On the radio, Mohammed's Radio.
Thank you, Sandra and Doug. It's good to remember the people who have made such an impact on our lives. They're part of the American landscape. And in the last 30 years, there's been no one who came from the LA area who was more original and more influential than Warren Zevon. And that was a beautifully captured, soulful version of that song. I appreciate it. Thank you. Well, up next, we're going to get a little bit on the political side. So brace yourselves and enjoy the insight in the music of John Kruth. Thank you.
tell you what's fair. Praise the Lord, and take your health care. They're gonna tear it all down while their pockets fill up. You can't turn them around, cause the mind's made up. Republicans are not your friends. Republicans are not your friends. How long can it go on, baby? When will it end? Republicans are not your friends. They're living in a vow, acting so righteous, looking down the nose with a head full of nitrous, flying first class. The ice caps melt, telling everybody, you gotta tighten up your belt. You better tighten up your belt. To Republicans, they're not your friends. Republicans, they're not your friends. When will it be over, baby? When will it end? Republicans are not your friends. I said not your friends. I said not your friends.
Thank you, John. John Kruth is a great writer. If you're looking to learn more about Towns Van Zandt, he's written a fine book about towns that came out a few years back, and he's got other books out there published. And he's as you can tell, a fine songwriter and a great musician and a good friend to the Roadhouse series. Thank you, John. Let's see, what do we have up next? We have actually, this is a good follow-up to the song that came before. We look at our political landscape and our cultural landscape from all different angles. And what I appreciate about the artist coming up is she has a good way of looking at things from other people's perspective, and wondering about why people feel the way they do. And she asks those essential kind of questions. And to me, she's one of the best songwriters out today. Please welcome Irene Espiritu. Thank you.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things I should say them loud, say them clear, for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love in my heart, remove all the bars that keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'll see and agree that every man should be free. I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. I wish I could do all the things I could do, though I'm way overdue. I'd be starting anew.
Thank you, Irene. That was beautiful. Up next is a good pal of mine who I've just gotten to know in the last few months. He's a local singer-songwriter, professor of literature, and he loves, one of the things I appreciate about him is he loves Steve Goodman. And we have late night conversations about the late, great Steve Goodman, who wrote City of New Orleans, but also was one of the great performers of his time and this time as well. Please welcome Scott Memmer.
This is for Paris. Train leaves the station and moves across the land, and as it passes, all you see are faces and some hands. It's not cattle in those cattle cars, it's not cattle there at all. It's a train bound for nowhere, from nowhere at all. After days it hits the depot like no depot ever seen, and it lunges to a halt in an enormous cloud of steam, and the shouting of the guards and the yapping of the hounds line up here in two lines. Is the only other sound. My name is Emma Goldstein, and I don't know where to go. Strangers shove and jostle me, and they push me to and fro. The dogs tore my dress to shreds, and the wind is bitter cold as I look at the stars. Why it begins so. And it's snowing in broken walls, but it don't look like snow. Looks like ghosts and angels flown from the heart of a volcano. So brush it off your shoulder, my friend, as you watch them come and go. It's snowing in broken walls at the end of the railroad. Well, my name is Peter Manta, and I work the graveyard shift. Staring at stars, my mind begins to drift. I guard the main guard tower that don't need no guard at all. And as I look up at the sky, why, it begins to snow. And it's snowing down everywhere, and it's blotting out the stars as I feel the frills on Renata's blouse between my fingers and my scars. My back aches from the canisters marked the Zyklon B. But as Renata leans to kiss me, yeah, the snowflakes make her flee. And it's snowing in Broken Wall, but it don't look like snow. Looks like ghosts and angels flown from the heart volcano. So brush it off your shoulder, my friend, as you watch them come and go. It's snowing in Broken Wall at the end of the railroad. Thanks for listening.
Imagine me and you, I do, I do, day and night. It's only right to then provide for your love tonight. So happy together. And I can call you up, you girls to dance, and then you say to me, it's for months. Imagine how you silence, silence, together.
Thank you. That was Happy Together, the Turtle song. And that was with Alyssa and Mariah Wood. Another bid for happiness, another bid for fun, and a great American iconic pop rock song. Thank you. I wanted to backtrack a little bit because I do like, since we have this medium, I can tell you what I hear, and so many of these songs are original, and I got to tell you, they're really good. The original songs you guys have been doing, and the covers. I'm always impressed with how original everybody is, even when they're doing cover songs. Scott, your Holocaust song, it was simply brilliant. And it brings back, as you said in the comments, the kind of terror that is happening today, and the kind that is right next to us so often that we forget about, that can happen at any time, as 9/11 reminded us. Thank you for for that. And I wanted to make a comment on Michael Ubaldini, a beautiful protest song. We need to keep that kind of theme up going all the time. We need to be talking, singing, writing about these kind of things that are going on around us, and we need our poets and our songwriters to be singing these songs. It gets to the point where it's not enough to be singing the times that are changing 60 years later. Well, yeah, they are a changing, and they keep changing. And so I appreciate your bringing that up to us. Thank you so much for that. And of course, John Kruth bringing us insights about the political system and what's going on in it is just also invaluable. We need to hear those things all the time from all sides of the political spectrum. And Irene, I wanted to compliment you also on the vocal part of your performance of "I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free," and it calls up something that yearns in all of us, I think, and this is what makes these shows so great and so special. I feel like I'm doing now a KCET infomercial, so we better get back on track to the music. If there's any technical problems that you hear or see going on, please make us aware, because we're trying to make these shows better every time, and we're trying to iron out these kind of problems. There's some things that are beyond our power that just technology hasn't caught up with yet. So I think we had some comments about some funny little echoes that happened in the last song, and "Happy Together," which is okay, because the Turtles, I think they like being psychedelic. I think Mark and Howard today would say, yeah, get some echo in there. So up next, we want to bring out one of my best friends, one of the finest singers I know in the business right now, who's also a really great character actor who you can see in, I don't know if he'll put it in the comments, but he's in one of those Escape from New York movies where he actually tries to kill Snake Plissken, the Kurt Russell character. He's a good friend. He's a fellow Southerner. It's my friend Joel Bennett. Take it away, Joel. I think you're out.
I like to rest my heavy head tonight on a bed of California stars. I'd like to lay my weary bones tonight on a bed of California stars. I love to feel your head touching mine and tell me why I must keep working on. Yes, I'd give my life to be with you tonight on a bed of California stars. I like to dream my troubles all away on a bed of California stars. Jump up on my star bed, make another day underneath my California stars. They hang like grapes on vines that shine and warm the lover's glass like friendly wine. Yes, I give this world to dream of you on a bed of California stars. Yes, I give this world just to dream with you on my bed of California stars. our bed of California stars. California stars. California stars. I like to dream my troubles all away on the bed of California stars. Jump up on my star bed, make another day underneath my California stars. They hang like grapes on vines that shine and warm the lover's glass like friendly wine. Yes, I'd give this world just to dream a dream with you on a bed of California stars.
Mr. Joel Bennett does it again. Again, now that's probably one of the best vocals I've heard you do. California Stars. It was recorded by Wilco, the music by Wilco. However, the words are by Mr. Woody Guthrie, written some many years ago and taken from his diaries and from his workbooks, his lyric books. There is, in Oklahoma City right now, there is a Woody Guthrie archives that I've talked with the Guthrie family, with Sarah Lee and with Nora, and they actually would be Woody's granddaughter and daughter respectively. They said that it's bottomless. They can't get to the end of all of the things that Woody wrote, and this is certainly one of the finest pieces he had ever written, and beautifully performed. That vocal was outrageous. Matt Lemio, the harmonica, was beautiful, and you lended great support, JJ. That was JJ Shock, our production person here, who steps in and does some of the instrumental work. And I might add, beautifully mixed. The sound is great on this. So I think you have a record there. I think it could go on the radio tomorrow. One of the things I was thinking about the whole thing that's been happening with the pandemic, and how everybody has had to go to the what they call the woodshed to work on their music, to work on their songs, to work on their performing, is we're all going to come out better for it. When we get back to doing live shows, they're going to be better, and they were pretty good to begin with. I think everybody agrees that you guys have been growing and doing great work on stage, and it's just going to get better and better. So thank you everyone. I think we're going to have right now an original song by Kevin Campbell.
It's hard to believe that we breathe the same air when you act like that. As if taking a knee on a grown man's neck was some heroic act. When we took a knee, you exploded and you told us not to do it 'cause you didn't like that. You told us we were ungrateful and to go back where we came from if we felt like that. And there's a breaking in the neighborhood, and the word on the street is the guy was black. There's no descriptions of his features, 'cause with them we're just creatures, but we're so much more than that. And as he stands there empty-handed, what they really are demanding is he not be black. And as he stands there empty-handed, what they really are demanding is you not be black. It's harder to breathe when it keeps happening. It could be me, it could be my whole family running out of air. Trust me, it's never
felt fair. I'm used to being followed in the store and being profiled when the cops drive by. So tired of being friendly while the anger builds up in me from trying to be the nice guy. And they tell me something bad happened once too, and the guy was black. Said they didn't mind me because I spoke real well and knew how to act. There's no moral to the story, cause a moral would mean that a lesson was learned. It seems we're being taught that another will die and another city's gonna burn. Really hope that I'm wrong, but I think that you know I'm probably right. Hug your sisters and your brothers and tell them that you love them while you still have time. It's harder to breathe when it keeps happening, happening. It could be me, it could be my whole family running out of here. Trust me, it's never felt fair. It's just how it is. And how it's always been. And where does it all end?
Thank you, Kevin Campbell. Don Schreibner just put up something that I think says a lot about this performance that Kevin just shared with us. Was that it has a powerful ease, and there's a mellowness to the song, but it's what I received from that was this experience. That this thing that we've all experienced if we took time to watch and to listen, of seeing somebody not able to breathe, and seeing that change the world. It changed the world around us as everything was changing. And Kevin Campbell, you just captured that for us. Thank you so much. Well, now it's time to bring JJ out from the behind the console. I think JJ is a really fine songwriter, singer, musician in general, and we're gonna bring something that he wanted to do that's gonna take us to the islands, I think. JJ, why don't you take it away?
Okay, let's create a life we really, really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. Persecution you must bear. Win or lose, you got to get your share. Got your mind set on a dream. You can get it, though hard it may seem now. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. Rome was not built in a day. Opposition will come your way. But the harder the battle you see, it's the sweeter the victory. get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try, try and try, try and try. You'll succeed at last. You'll succeed at last. You'll succeed at last. You'll succeed at last. You'll succeed at last.
Old pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships, just minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hand was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. Oh, we forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever had. Redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear of atomic energy. None of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We gotta fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever had. Redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Oh, have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop at the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We gotta fulfill the book. But won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever had. Redemption songs, the songs of freedom. Redemption songs, songs of freedom, songs of freedom, songs of freedom.
Thank you, Owen. Owen is the host of Monday night show from Divine Rebel Productions. that is songs and sit downs. So it's an interview and music with songwriters and interesting people around the LA area. And the show is really, really good. And Owen does a great job hosting and interviewing. Beautiful version of Redemption song by way of Ireland, I'd say, and which just goes to show the international nature of what we're about here tonight, which I love. That we're all coming from all these different places and bringing these different gifts to each other, really, from Jamaica, from Ireland, from Scotland, from the Philippines. Thank you all for that. And sort of continuing in the Irish vein, we have a gentleman who is new to the Roadhouse series. Please welcome Bill Kennedy. Or not. Okay, they're ready. Bill, you ready?
Lovely night. So I'd like to thank Victor and Sarah, Peter on video, Ari on sound, and keep up the good work. I love the Inkwell Theatre. So best of luck in the future, lads. I've got a few people here to help me out.
I came to live in Silver Bowl County. I left my home on Hungry Hill. I'd rather leave my home and family than spend my life doing Pugsley's will. Don't do his will. Do his will. Please don't do his will. There was a strike, 1861. One too many good men died. 100 kilo workers walking out, only asking for what's right. There was a struggle, no production, there was no money with mouths to feed. The police came from all over the county. It didn't take long to break our will. I came to live in Silver Bowl County, working on Montana time. I'd rather live on bread and water than spend my life down Pugsley's mine. It don't take long to empty out a mine. By 86, there was nothing there worth taking. It was time to draw the line. Follow the last chip down to Cornwall, and all I found there was empty mines. I made my way to Butte, Montana, following the copper line. I came to live in Silver Bowl County, working on Montana time. I'd rather swear on the King James Bible than spend my life down Pugsley's mine. There's a place, some folks are calling it the richest hill even heard of. Get some money from that raking dirt. We spend our days in miles and miles of darkness. We spend our evenings down the line and in the cribs of Venus Alley. The Anaconda Mining Company line. How can't you live in Silver County, working on Montana time? I wish I never left my family, to spend my life down Pugsley's mine. How can't you live in Silver County, left my home on Hungry Hill? I wish I never left my family, to spend my life doing Pugsley's will. Don't do his will, 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 do his will, don't do his will, don't do his will, don't do his will, please don't do his will.
I was a highwayman and a mother from my youth. For my children I did what I had to do. My family left Honduras when they killed the Sandinistas and followed a coyote through the dust of Mexico. Every one of them except for me survived, but I am still alive. I was a healer, I was gifted as a girl. I laid hands upon the world. Someone saw me sleeping naked in the noon sun. I heard witchcraft in the whispers and I knew my time had come. The bastards hung me at the Salem gallows hill, but I am living still. I was a freedom rider when we thought the South had won. Virginia in the spring of '61. I sat down on the Greyhound that was bound for Mississippi. My mother asked me if that ride was worth my life. And when the shots rang out, I never heard the sound, but I am still around. And I'll take that ride again and again and again and again and again. I was a preacher, my heart broke for all the world, but teaching wasn't righteous for a girl. In the summer I was baptized in the mighty Colorado. In the winter I heard the hounds and I knew I had been found. And in my Savior's name I laid my weapons down, but I am still around. We are the highwaymen, singing stories still untold. We carry the songs you can only hold. We are the daughters of the silent generation. We send our hearts to die alone in foreign nations, and they return to us in tiny drops of rain. But we will still remain, and we'll come back again and again and again and again and again. We'll come back again and again and again and again and again. We'll come back again and again and again and again and again. We'll come back again and again and again and again and again.
Thank you, Dolly, JJ, and Matt. That's I just heard this recently, and it's taking Jimmy Webb's song that was made famous by Waylon and Willie and Chris, and Waylon and reinventing it in the eyes of a woman. And if you think about it, so many of these legendary songs that we've nurtured and grown in ourselves and our culture are from a man's perspective. And this one, when you change the perspective, it comes out completely something, a whole another world opens up. Which, if you remember at the beginning of John Lennon's song, he almost buried in the mix. He says from a Chinese poet, women are the other half of the sky. And it seems too often we ignore that. Our kind of male-centered culture ignores that half of the sky. And this song certainly enlarges our world, enlarges the sky. And I would imagine that Jimmy Webb appreciates it. I know I do. Thank you, Dolly. The beautifully sung, beautifully performed, and beautifully recorded. Up next, we'd like to bring in another artist who's new to the Roadhouse series, a gentleman named Dale the Duke. The special song about Los Angeles. Thank you. Okay.
First time that I met you, you smelled of ocean breeze, and I thought that I was only passing through, but I would never leave. I grew up in the factory towns, in the harshness of the East, and as a child lying in my bed, it was you there in my dreams. Oh, El pueblo de nuestra Señora, la reina de Los Ángeles. Land of the Chumash by the ocean, and the Tongva in the hills, where the Spanish built their missions to convert their souls and wills. became rancheros and their families, and they spread out on the land. And everywhere they looked, it seemed that God had touched his hand. Oh, pueblo de nuestra Señora, la reina de Los Ángeles. La 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 reina de Los Ángeles. La 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 reina de Los Ángeles. Here in la 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 land, Los Angeles. And as I stand upon this hill and gaze out at the sea, I know the traffic and the glitter have aged you dreadfully, and you've been wearing too much makeup, and your jewelry's much too bright. But I still see your beauty in the palm trees framed against the night. Oh, el pueblo de nuestra Señora, la reina de Los Ángeles. Mi amor.
Crops are all in and the peaches are rotten. The oranges are packed in the creosote dumps. They're flying them back to the Mexican border to save all their money, then wade back again. My father's own father, he waded that river. Others before him have done just the same. They died in the hills and they died in the valleys. Some went to heaven without any name. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportee. Some of us are illegal and others not wanted. Our work contract's out and we have to move on. 600 miles to the Mexican border. They chase us like rustlers, like outlaws, like thieves. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportee. The sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon. A fireball of thunder, it shook all the hills. Who are all of these dear friends scattered like dry leaves? The radio said they were just deportees. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportee. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportee.
My partner, next to a tragic song, and then always the reminder to have a little fun. The song was came out of Woody Guthrie getting very, very angry when he read the report in the newspaper of this plane crash that happened with 30, I think 32 or 33 deportees from Mexico who were paid to come here by the government to gather up the crops and the things from the fields and to burn the crops actually, so we wouldn't get overloaded with food. To show you how they worked, and they probably still work to some degree this way. They, rather than giving the food to people who were hungry, they burned it to get rid of it, and then they gathered up the migrant workers and brought them back to Mexico and flew them by plane. When the plane crashed, what made Woody Guthrie angry was that no names were listed. There was only the name deportees, which is why the refrain is in there. All they will call you will be deportees. And that was all that was listed. It took many, many years. Just a few years ago, some of the family members of people who perished in the crash and the local authorities got together and they gathered the names of the people. And now at Los Gatos Canyon, there is a plaque, and it lists the names of all the people who perished in the plane crash. And families were actually, in a very real way, found closure because many of them didn't know what had happened to their loved ones. And again, now we go back to pointing to the power of the song, the power of the songwriter. When you just simply look at a newspaper article with a bit of compassion, and it shows the freedom that we have, to express that and the unity it brings to people and the redemption that people find from that. Thank you, Matt. I think you are the contender for the next Mickey Raphael. You're a great harmonica player and a fine singer. Thank you for that rendition of the song. Well, up next, we're going to stay on kind of the angelic theme from Los Angeles to a song by called Guardian Angel by John Geiger. Take it away, John.
All right, it's called Guardian Angel. Everybody ought to have one.
She nurtures me when I'm hungry. Oh, keeps my head up when I'm feeling low. Saves my soul from being compromised by all the evil that I don't know. No, she's an angel, guardian angel. Yeah, she's my angel, guardian angel, yeah. When the darkness falls, when it falls all around me, yeah. And I can't see the shadows and the shadows fall light, y'all. Y'all, she embraces my heart, yeah. Oh, make it beat with the life. She's my angel, yeah. Guardian angel, yeah. She went up and on. She lets me bare my soul, yeah. With no friend. When this world conspired to keep me from growing old, she gave me music, sweet music to keep me here. She's my angel, guardian angel, yeah. Yeah, she's my angel, guardian angel, yeah. Uptown. She's my angel, yeah. Oh, she's my angel, yeah. Lives on 110th Street, apartment 5C. Oh, but the buzzer don't work no more. Said the buzzer don't work no more, baby. Can you hear me knocking? Can you hear me knocking? No, no. Can you hear me knocking on the door? Can you hear me asking for a little more? Oh, no, 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 no. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, she's my angel. Yeah, she's my angel. Guardian, guardian angel. Dun, 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 dun.
That was John Geiger. Thank you. Well, we're coming into a home stretch. The last few songs. I want to thank you all for being here tonight, for listening to us, and I wanted to just. We had a couple of other memoriams and memorials for people who have passed away, and a couple of, I think, pretty important key people. One that Chad Watson actually pointed out to me was Ennio Morricone. I butchered the Italian. I knew I'd do it. Morricone, if you don't know his name, you will recognize his music from the music you might have heard in Clint Eastwood Italian Westerns, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and that whole series. And he also did an outstanding soundtrack for a film called The Mission with Robert De Niro. The reason I mention him tonight in relationship to the music that we all love is that he actually really influenced the sound and the development of the roots music, the electric roots music that would come through the alternative country rock and roots rock music. A lot of guitar players really tried to recreate that sound that he created. And he just passed away this month. The other very, very tragic one was one of the founding members of the hip hop rap group, The Roots, Malik B, who was the MC rapper for the band. He had left him many years ago, but he was a very important part of the growth of that band and of that musical movement, which still to this day relies a lot on sampling, and a lot of people have different feelings about that. But the Roots use the live music, they still do. And you can hear them every night on Jimmy Fallon. They bring a really good soulful R&B kind of touch to the music they do, and it's all live. And he was an important part of the band, and he was very young. He was in his 40s when he died just last week. So these are people we remember because of the important contributions that they give to American music and to the world as well. Up next is one of our good friends, Gary Stockdale, who has been he's been nominated for doing music on television, and he's been nominated for Emmys. His hands are all over the place in music, in the world of music today. He's a great artist in his own right, a solo artist. Please welcome Gary Stockdale.
Whatever wrong they do to my brother or my sister, they do to me. They can try to hide the things that they've done, but there's always someone who will see. A bullet in the back of an unarmed man is a punishment that doesn't fit the crime. They say it's a few bad apples, but those apples seem to show up every time. Why would they burn every soul in Greenwood? What gave them the right? To them it was a simple answer. They would kill to keep things white. We carry that weight of the hate that was done in our names and that's still being done. The sins of our fathers are chains of pain that we must break. We must not make the same mistake. We carry that weight. Too many people walk away and pretend that they just don't see. Or else they look concerned and shake their heads and calmly say, it wasn't me. But how many dreams, how many faces were pushed down into the mud for all the riches of our country? A price was paid in blood. We carry
This is a tune called Dark Road from my Without Susie CD. Heading down a dark road, there's no telling where we're going. Something in those shadows doesn't seem right to me. Heading down a dark road, dividing lines, they're all I see. One side or the other lies between you and me. Taking a look around, can't believe what I think I see. Taking a look around, is this the best that we can be? Heading down a dark road, need a spark to light the way. No sense of direction, still we spend another day. Heading down that dark road, seems we got a lot to lose. Coming through a crossroad, which way will we choose? Taking a look around, can't believe what I think I see. Taking a look around, is this the best that we can be? Everybody knows, we're bound to reap, we're bound to reap, we're bound to reap what we sow. Yeah, what we sow, yeah, what we sow. Taking a look around, can't believe what I think I see. Taking a look around, is this the best that we can be? Taking a look around, can't believe what I think I see. Taking a look around, is this the best that we can be? This has been James Lee Stanley, coming out for Cheryl Kagan, coming out for America. Let's put the right people in the right place.
Thank you, James Lee Stanley. James Lee has a legacy of great songwriting and performing, and that certainly was an addition to that and pertinent for the times. Thank you, James Lee. Now, on a little bit of a lighter note, Fief Mooney wanted us to fess up, to let you guys know where we are. I think I gave it away because I was offered food, and I'm the Will Rogers of food. I've never met food I didn't like, so JJ offered me a plate, and I took it, and now I've learned about doing live anything. Don't eat on camera, because you may have noticed We cut, and here I was with a mouthful of food with a deer in the headlights, trying to look serious and cool and calm with some really great rotisserie chicken in my mouth. So I wanted to acknowledge that, and I wanted to let Fief know that, yes, I can confess that I am in a living room on a couch, and I'm not in the coffee gallery like that, although it looks great. I wish I was there. But right now, this is the place to be. It's the cool house of Dolly and JJ in Van Nuys. That's where we are. The studios of the Roadhouse series. The studios of Divine Rebel Madness. Here we are. So that's a little bit of that. Thank you again, James Lee. It's always a pleasure to hear your music. So as I said, we're coming into home stretch, and I did have one other memoriam to note. There's this thing that we're coming into the age of the baby boomers, and all of our, the people who were not even, like Paul McCartney and Bob Dylan technically are not baby boomers, even though they influenced us. They're pushing 80. And so we're seeing people who are either retiring, and then suddenly people are actually passing away. And so just recently, a couple of days ago, Miss Mercy from the GTOs, the first all-girl rock and roll band from the 60s that was formed with Kim Fowley, Pamela DeBar and Miss Mercy were the founding members of the band. They released only one album, but it was very influential, and they were influential on the Sunset Boulevard. Everyone loved Miss Mercy, so rest in peace. Now we're going to move along and see what's happening next. Next, it's time to as we go into some of the kind of meditations about peace and about the state of the world today. This is a song that was written actually by Paul Simon, performed by Carmen Jean, that really speaks to the times then and the times today. Take it away, Carmen.
Many is the time I've been mistaken, and many times confused. Yes, and I've often felt forsaken, and certainly misused. Oh, but I'm alright, I'm alright. I'm just weary to my bones. Still, you don't expect to be bright and born so far away from home, so far away from home. And I don't know a soul who's not been battered. I don't have a friend who feels at ease, and I don't know a dream that's not been shattered or driven to its knees. Oh, but it's alright, it's alright. Who lived so well so long? When I think of the road we're traveling on, I wonder what went wrong. Can't help it, I wonder what went wrong. And I dreamed I was dying. I dreamed that my soul rose unexpectedly, looking back down at me, smiled reassuringly. And I dreamed I was flying, and high up above, my eyes could clearly see the Statue of Liberty sailing away to sea. And I dreamed I was flying, surging hour and sing an American tune. Oh, it's alright. It's alright, it's alright. We can't be forever blessed. Still, tomorrow's gonna be another working day, and I'm trying to get some rest. Oh, it's all trying to get some rest. I want to thank you so much for watching this show, for watching this video. Be well, peace, and love.
Thank you, Carmen, and thank you for the soulful version of that song. Very beautiful. So we're coming into our final 3 songs. If you've been with us, this is another Marathon Roadhouse series show. Up now is a gentleman who has contributed so much to all of the music of in our area, in the world, in America's music scene. He's an arranger, a producer, an artist in his own right. Please welcome Mr. Neil Rosengarten.
Got to stop all of this fighting. Find a way to compromise. If we don't show a little kindness, we're setting up for our demise. I got to stand beside my brother, help him out when he is down. We're gonna work it out together. Black, red, yellow, white, and brown. It's not impossible or unlikely that people could learn to live together. There is a cycle, everything that flows. Maybe now peace will come for everyone. We got to do this for our children. Listen up while we still can. Peace and love and understanding. It's not so hard to comprehend. It's not impossible nor unlikely that people could learn to live together. There is a cycle to everything that flows. Maybe now peace will come for everyone. It's not impossible nor unlikely that people could learn to live together. There is a cycle for everything that flows. Maybe now peace will come for everyone. For everyone. For everyone.
Thank you, Neil. Now, I've often mentioned this, and I'll mention it again. If you type in to YouTube, Al Hurt, Neil Rosengarten, you'll find a 10-year-old Neil playing trumpet with the great Al Hurt. And you'll see the same attitude that he gave us right there at the last part of that beautiful song. It's one of it's probably my favorite Neil Rosengarten song, this one about peace. And it really illustrates, I think, what we're all about as Americans, as musicians, as artists, the choice of peace. It's not impossible. It's not unlikely. Peace will come. And thank you, Neil. You're great. Okay, we've come now to the second to last. Mr. Eddie Hedges is one of the key members of the great contemporary gospel group, the Blessed Union of Souls. You can look them up on YouTube, on Spotify. You'll find them. So we're going to let him take us out with something beautifully patriotic. Take it away, Eddie.
My country, tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing, That where my father died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, oh, let freedom, let freedom, let it rain. Our Father God, to thee, Father of liberty, to thee we sing. Long may our land be bright, with freedom's holy light, Lord, protect us by thy night. Oh, let freedom, let freedom, let it ring, Lord, let it ring. Oh, let freedom, let freedom, let it ring. Oh, let it ring. Yes, Lord, let freedom, let it ring.
Thank you, Eddie. That's a way to kind of get patriotic and go to church at the same time, which I love. So beautiful, so soulful. We've come to the last two songs by the artist that we started out with the Star Spangled Banner. I'd like to say one of the songs is again Woody Guthrie, and This Land Is Your Land. And the other song that they very smartly bring up against it, or with it actually, is God Bless America, the great Irving Berlin song. Woody would write songs, and when he would write, sometimes he'd be angry. Believe it or not, This Land Is Your Land came out of that same kind of angry place. where he was mad about something, and he was mad this time about God Bless America. He thought it just sounded too elitist, and he thought there was something snobby about it. I don't know what he saw that made him feel that way, except that maybe it was being presented, so successfully and so big and everything, because it's a beautiful song. But he wanted to say that God blessed America for you and me, and he wanted to make sure everybody knew that the country is for all of us. And that was the what burned in him to write that song. And if you look at the original lyrics, there's documents of the original lyrics. I think they have actually some of them at the they have one copy at the Grammy Museum. The original title of the song was "God Blessed America for You and Me," and Irving Berlin was just a guy who really loved his country, and that was the whole impetus for writing the song. And he wrote something just so lovely and beautiful about it that resonated with everybody and still does. So rather, what we've done is what Pam Lowe and Chad Watson have done is to bring those two songs together and to sing them together where they belong. Because as the show has indicated tonight, and I hope you've gotten from this show, is we come from so many different places and we have so many diverse views. But kind of like what Laura Ramirez sang about, it takes grace to be able to love each other through our differences and to see our differences and to be able to love each other and be united and to be free. And that's what this whole thing's about. And that's what I think one of the things we can learn from the times we're going through right now. It's all about that. And so I want Chad Watson and Pam Lowe to take us home with these two great, great American songs. Thank you.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me the endless skyway, and down below me the golden valley. Oh, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. God bless America, she's the land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Chad and Pam. That was inspirational and beautiful, and great musical chemistry. Just a couple of by way of housekeeping announcements. Please remember we have the Emmett Rhodes tribute coming up for August 27th for the next Roadhouse. I'm putting together the performers for that. If you have anything in mind, anybody you'd like to talk to me about, please contact me on Facebook. The other thing is, I forgot to mention, our good friend Gary Stockdale has a outstanding webcast going live on Facebook on Tuesdays, 5:30, where he actually has a theme and he performs for a solid hour, and it's entertaining, it's fun, it's funny, it's touching. I watched it last week and it was just beautiful. So I recommend you go on Gary Stockdale's site, his Facebook page, and do that. Oh wait, Neil Rosengarten saying he's applauding. Oh no, there's 3 more people applauding. Oh, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, I can hear it. I hear you guys applauding. You're standing up. You're pounding your feet. You want an encore, right? You want an encore? Okay, Irene's now doing it. Oh, Pat. Oh, okay. Well, we got one encore we can do. That the great Pat Nason has generously offered to step in and fill this for us because everybody loved the show so much. I can hear your applause from all over the valley, all over the LA basin. There goes Owen Dora. I see the hands going. I hear the applause. I hear the stomping. Let's bring on our good friend Pat Nason to do us an original song. Thank you.
In the days before Disneyland, on a floodplain in Baltimore, Gwyn Oak Amusement Park was a pretty good time. In summer, our mother would pack up a picnic. We'd all walk to the park in the summer sunshine. They had a boat lake and pony rides and games on the Midway, a Big Dipper and a Ferris wheel and bumper cars too. But ponies were $1, so I only could ride them when I had extra money from shining Dad's shoes. I sure love the fun house and the penny arcade, skee-ball and pinball and pink lemonade. They'd turn on the neon as the daylight would fade, and they'd turn up the music all along the Midway. My favorite thing was to ride on the carousel on my favorite horse, the biggest one there. He looked just like Trigger, he was faster than lightning, and when the carousel got going, we'd ride everywhere. And I'd imagine a time when I would get older and I could go dancing on a Saturday night at the old Dixie Ballroom when the Uptowns or the Admirals played the hits from the radio, and they played them just right. I sure love the fun house and the penny arcade, skee-ball and pinball and pink lemonade. They'd turn on the neon as the daylight would fade, and they'd turn up the music all along the Midway. And one summer I shot up, and to my great surprise I stood 5'2", just about the right size to see the sign at the entrance with letters in red. I hadn't seen it before, was over my head. The sign said whites only, no coloreds allowed, and I can't deny it. I can't say I'm proud, but I grew up a little as I looked around. For the first time I noticed a lily white crowd. I went on to the Midway and dropped a few dimes on pinball and popcorn, thought back on the times. It was fun for the family, now it didn't seem right. They only let us in 'cause our family was white. July the 7th, 1963, Gwynn Oak Amusement Park made history. 400 people came there that day to protest and sit in and hold hands and pray. 300 were arrested and carried away, but the TV had pictures on instant replay. And change came to Baltimore, change came to stay. One small step for man along the Midway. Then Hurricane Agnes in 73 blew the old park halfway out to the sea. And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put poor old Gwynn Oak back together again. I sure miss the fun house, the penny arcade, skee ball and pinball, pink lemonade. They'd turn on the neon as the daylight would fade, and they'd turn up the music all along the Midway. Now how I wish that we all could dance at the Dixie, to the Uptowns or the Admirals on a Saturday night.
Thank you, Pat, for that beautiful song. Pat and I talked about it when I heard the song the first time, and he's taken songwriting lessons from the spirit of John Prine now. But a great song, a great song to go out into the world with now. Want to thank you all for tonight. I think it was a good show, successful show, because you were here and because everybody did such beautiful good work. And I want to thank you all for that. Everyone gave their souls, their hearts. Let's keep in mind that we love our country because we love its people and all of its people. And we can love each other through everything, through hardships, through hard times, as Arlo sang about, through our differences, through our commonalities, through our inspirations, through our tragedies and sorrows, and through our joys. And as long as we're together and we share like we do tonight, music will see us through. Just follow the muse. That's what I say. Thank you, everyone. See you next time. Bye.